views and opinions of this show do not reflect the views and opinions of Wikicuriosity Media or its affiliates. Wikicuriosity Media, changing the world you listen to. Any music featured on Wikicuriosity Media programs is used with the express written consent of the artist, owner, or distributor. Coming to you live from the Wikicuriosity Studios in Knoxville, Tennessee, it's Behind the Screen Radio Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Behind the Screen Movie of the Week. I'm your host, Dan. Joining me in the studio tonight is the lovely Miss Angel.
Hello.
And we've got Austin. And Miss Ann.
What's up?
And joining us from his studio in the great state of Michigan is Alex.
Hello.
And you can join us as well. All you got to do is call in, 718-664.
Ouch.
Here's COVID, Karen.
That was uncomfortable.
718-664-9735. Again, 718-664-9735. That'll bring you directly into the studio with us. Or you can join us live on the Facebook page, Behind the Screen Radio Show. Go up and do a search bar, type it in, click like, share, and follow. Be kept up to date on everything going on in Behind the Screen world. Also, click on the little notification that says, notify me when they are live so that you can be notified whenever we go live. Also, head on over to Wikicuriosity Media's Facebook page. Give them a like, share, and follow. Be kept up to date on everything that's happening in Wikicuriosity Media land. From the Facebook page, you can access the website, www.wikicuriosity.wixsite.com/WC Media. It's a mouthful. It's just easy to click on the link on all of the pages, as a matter of fact. On the web page, there are pictures of us. There is information on all of our shows. There are blogs that you can look at. And you can access all of the shows that have ever been on Wikicuriosity Media and Wikicuriosity Radio Network, both platforms. You can also access the shows from iTunes. Just download iTunes and type in Wikicuriosity Media. It'll bring up all of the shows that we've ever had. They are in alphabetical order, so you have to scroll down to the show that you want to listen to. And all new shows are published at the bottom of the list of the respective, all new episodes are at the bottom of the list of each respective show. So if you were looking up new episodes from Note by Note, you have to scroll down to the bottom of Note by Note, and the newest will be on the bottom. You can also access our YouTube channel, Wikicuriosity Media. We've got some interesting videos up there. We will be uploading our previous live shows from our Facebook page onto the channel, onto the YouTube channel.
Heck yeah. Is that all of it?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that's it. I think that is the full introduction.
Yay. That only took like 5 minutes.
I actually did it, slower this time.
Yeah, I could tell.
That way I wasn't stumbling over my words.
Felt like an eternity of intro.
You just kept talking.
That's like an anime intro.
Anime intro? Yeah, where it plays the full song instead of just stopping it.
Thanks.
No.
Thanks.
I'm glad they understood.
Darn, darn, darn.
Oh, anyway, how was everybody's week?
Found out that I can stream my Xbox directly to my computer.
Mhm.
It's on the same Wi-Fi.
But don't you have to like use? Do you have to use your controller, or do you have to use?
I have to use my controller, which I can set up to my computer or my Xbox.
Well, that's
If it's set up to
cool.
the Xbox, it's more responsive though.
That's cool.
And I gotta take this out. I can hear myself double. Not my words. And then I also found out that my headphones can't do the same. And then, the only reason I needed to figure that out is because I need to buy a new TV.
Well, we're gonna get that taken care of soon.
Yeah, I feel horrible. Like it was
Well, I
such a
feel,
great gift, and then it died.
I just feel dumb because it was like, man, I should have gotten a new surge projector. That one's so old. It's white, if that gives you any inclination. Any other surge protector that is at a store is no longer white. They're like, these are the updated ones. Get these.
Yeah, they're like green or black or.
Yeah. Well, we'll get a really good.
I should charge KUB for the destruction of my electronics in this house and all the times that they've been out here working on the poles and screwing up the power.
Right.
Yeah. It was, that surge protector obviously was old, but man, it could not handle 20 power outages.
Yeah, and then they weren't even real power outages. They were just like surges. Like it would drop and come right back up and just knock everything around.
Well, I have a feeling that we're probably going to be updating a lot of our surge protectors throughout the house because now we have a lot of newer electronics that I don't want to get fried.
Well, I also feel like when we moved, like obviously aesthetically, I want a better kitchen. But one of my biggest things is I want to know that the electric is good.
That's not even the word to use.
Good.
You're on TikTok too much. Word is visually.
It's aesthetic.
No, it's not.
It is. I know the English language.
Aesthetically
She has like this whole.
The
fucking
visualization can be aesthetically pleasing.
Her aesthetic is the farmhouse.
Yeah, like whatever.
That's what she's going for.
Style.
It's aesthetic.
My biggest thing though is like as far as safety, like I want to know that the electrical is good in whatever house because it fucking sucks here.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
There's been so many times. Holy shit. There's been so many times boxes are like starting to melt and it's like scary.
Yeah. It's like it's the type of house that I don't like to go to bed with my dryer going, my dishwasher going, and I won't leave the house with the crock pot plugged in.
Our bed almost caught on fire because one of our chargers just got wrapped up in it.
Yeah, the girls did the same. They had a charger melt right next to them. I was like, okay, don't charge it during the day and don't plug anything in at night, please.
So it's
Freaking me out.
you're going to use it during the day and plug it in at night so you can use it during the
Not
day.
in their room.
But yeah, we did that, and then, which we still don't know how it happened. It was just plugged in, and then we found it in the blanket, and it was hot and like stuck to the blanket. I was like, how was it doing both at the same time? But somehow it was.
The one right next to our bed too, like every time you plug something in, it like sparks a lot. It
Yeah.
scares the shit out of me because I'm like, I'm so scared it's gonna
That's why we have the surge protector though now plugged into our bed. We stole that one. Because both of our plugins at our beds, anything we plug into it is like.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
I'm going to buy bulk surge protectors.
A little irritated that our inspector didn't catch any of that.
He probably did. He was just like,
We had a horrible inspector.
Yeah.
Make sure that you vet your inspectors because this is one that our company used and was highly recommended. And come to find out, he didn't actually inspect shit.
I think what it is, because I've seen it a lot before. I think older houses are built with different electricity, and then whenever people want to update them, they don't update the wires as well.
No, they
So
don't.
that might be a problem in this house.
That'll be a problem for the next
Yeah, I just went out of it. I just went
next tenant.
out of it.
Yeah. Didn't find anything? That's crazy.
Right.
Walk in
It's
and
5
shit
minutes
the
to
wall.
inspect. Wow, you're quick.
Yeah.
Big
dude,
old hole
that's
in the wall.
crazy.
We'll
Y'all
just, use,
should
we'll just use
report
the same guy so we can have like a $400,000 house.
Could you?
It's actually perfect.
We use the same guy to inspect this house, but we'll use a reputable guy
To inspect the new
to
house.
inspect the new house.
Yep.
Yep.
We're not gonna recommend the guy though. We're just gonna let dominoes fall.
Right. He was
Yeah.
kind of expensive too, so that was irritating.
Yeah.
I'll get the Tennessee Home
So-
Inspector from TikTok.
We were
Yes.
talking. I was actually talking to Alex about this. Did you guys not do a walk-in?
That's why I was thinking.
So we didn't get to do a final walkthrough because things had been pushed to such a point with our seller and our real estate agent, that everything kind of got mushed on day of signing, and we had to get to the signing and sign. And we told them, okay, well, we're heading to the house, and we'll go through it. And unfortunately, we'd signed the papers, and she was like, peace, bitches. And as it was, it took 2 months to get the money for the siding that was supposed to be replaced, which was supposed to be replaced before we moved in.
Mhm.
And then it took, like 2 weeks to get our carpet allowance so we could get new carpet and could move out of the dining room.
Yeah.
Like, it was a horrible experience. Never doing it again.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. We'll make sure everything is done before we move in.
Yeah, I explained to Alex how bad the carpet was.
It was deathly.
Yeah.
It was unsafe and toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like an actual biohazard.
It was. Like, we had to leave the house for them to replace it.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't have you in here. He had a whole gas mask on and everything. Like,
Yeah.
Especially with like the discoloration of the walls. Like I don't understand how whoever was living here was alive.
Or like the siding on the bathroom floors where it's all like
Yeah.
raw up and shit with like cat and dog pee.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh god, dude.
yep, I can't wait to do the upgrades on this house. Ew.
I mean, it's not bad though, or like good bad.
Yeah.
You know? Whenever it is all fixed up.
It'll be like the house across the street. We'll get all fixed up and be like, it's so pretty.
I'm just gonna rent it. It's gonna be our summer home.
Right, I wouldn't give this house to somebody I knew. There's just too much. That makes me nervous about this house.
Yeah.
I just want it out of my hands and not to know the people who buy it.
Yeah. I end up seeing them dead 2 weeks later.
And hope that they have better luck within their first 2 weeks of moving in than I did.
Look, all they
The
have to do
garbage-
is get through the first year, because then the home warranty is done, and I don't care.
Right? Like, the garbage disposal literally exploded a week after we moved in. My refrigerator, freezer exploded and soaked the brand new carpet the
And
month
froze.
after we moved in.
The downstairs bathroom never
Yeah.
fucking works and it always breaks
Yeah.
if you
Now
don't
the-
flush it correctly.
Now the downstairs kitchen sink just has so much stuff that we can't see it leaking.
Yeah, you gotta wait till everything's fucking moist and dripping.
See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
I don't see anything. Shut up.
But it's a roof over our head.
It is. I mean, I am very thankful for a home. It's not that. It's just, I wish it was built better and taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very common.
Other than that, like, my week was busy. It was a busy week last week.
Yeah.
I think Austin missed an appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take care of that.
With Coral, your therapist?
So we had appointments all week, and that kept me pretty busy. And, you know, obviously school. I'm looking forward to not this coming week, but next week.
Yeah.
Because there's no school. We're not going to talk about school.
This
We're
week?
not going to look at school. We're just going to chill.
You're asking a lot of questions.
When's spring break?
But
When's spring break?
not this coming week, but the following week, which is a week of like,
So not like a week after tomorrow?
Okay.
yeah,
Audience.
yeah.
Audience, take off your headphones for a moment. Stop making noise.
She just wants to leave.
Thank you. You can put them back on now.
And our littles are having their birthday.
Yeah.
They're hitting big ages.
Yeah.
Audience has an
Double
outfit.
digits,
I have
right,
no
for
idea how
Sophia?
well
Double digits for Miss Fee.
Double
and
digit.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Liam will officially be a tween.
That's fun.
I feel so old. My youngest is going to be double digits. I'm sad.
I know, she's basically an adult now.
She doesn't have to be your youngest. There's always adoption.
Everything I adopt seems to be older than the youngest.
I'm okay with her being the youngest. I'm not. I'm done.
Until
the
other
youngest-
people make babies.
The youngest child in the house will have to be a grandchild.
Yeah.
Like I'm not having.
You're
any more
done.
children.
You're done making babies?
I'm done making babies. I'm not adopting any babies. No.
I don't know that my anxiety could take another from myself baby.
I want to be able to be like, oh, baby crying, go to mommy.
Poop. It went up the back. It went up the back.
Oh, you stink, daddy.
Yeah.
We're gonna buy better diapers.
I used great diapers. You were just a
You use
normal
Loves.
pooper.
Oh.
Yeah, they were the best. They were the only ones that make you like break out and look like an alien baby.
Should have used hearts.
No. She wants a heart.
You should have used Huggies.
No, Huggies never worked. They always made my kids break out. All four.
Oh my god, it's because they're lavender scented.
Probably. Probably.
Look, you will
It's coming
use
out this year.
the name brand diapers for like the first month and to be like, oh my god, this kid goes through diapers so much,
Oh,
I can't
it's bad.
afford this. And you'll get the jumbo pack of fucking Walmart brand
No, I
diapers.
could not use Walmart brand, but I will tell you that when Sophia was a baby, after, going through so many kids in my life, Target brand worked great. And Loves.
Yeah.
But if I was in a pinch, Target brand was just as good. Walmart brand, not so much. It's amazing how much they can actually pee through a waterproof material.
Is that Pampers?
Walmart brand?
Yeah.
No, it's like Parents' Choice.
What do you feel about Pampers?
They just made my kids break out. They all have sense to them.
Walmart's crazy. Huggies little snuggle diapers that you can get 168 of them for a 40 pack, but at Walmart you can get like 31 of some random thing for $600. What the fuck is Walmart up to, bro?
It's the inflation, dude.
Wait for your taxes, man. We booking up a diapers, bitches.
Every can of formula is like $80
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
normal though.
There's so many tricks and tips that you have. Like when I had Austin, I didn't know there was things like WIC and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then when I found out, I was like, oh, I don't have to buy formula? Yeah, we're doing that. Especially like Sophia, because
Is that
Sophia.
like food stamps where you have to be poor, or do you have?
No, it's just for
All
kids.
others?
It's to support kids.
Oh.
Like Sophia, she literally used like
Is that like food stamps where you have to be dirt ass poor to get them formula?
You have to.
No,
you have
it's-
to fall in a bracket to
Get
even
certain things.
even be able to file for them.
yeah,
I thought Wix was the exact same way.
not really.
It's
It's just to support kids.
That's cool. Look what we're doing for our child. Like,
I was just gonna say, Austin and Katie and Liam all use like fairly inexpensive formulas, and so
Yeah.
if I had to supplement, I could afford it. Sophia was not that kid.
no.
She was colicky and had the most expensive stank formula. So I was really thankful for WIC because hers was like $35 a can.
ooh.
What is Sam Walton up to, bro? Sam's Club is selling a year's supply of Huggies for $530.
A year supply though?
I think they have miscounted in what a year's
Like
supply of
each month,
diapers is.
or that's the whole?
Alex, how was your week?
My week was good.
Was it full of diapers?
Nope.
Nope.
He's like, I don't want any of them little ankle biters, rot goblins.
The only one that it
little
could be
things running around.
is hopefully old enough.
Did you feed your little chinchilla? Little enchilada?
Enchilada.
Did you
Yeah.
get a little dusty bath?
Did you really?
Yeah, I didn't have to do that like every other day.
You gotta like send me a video.
Aw,
Okay.
how's Trixie doing?
Good. I actually got her some platforms that she can jump around on in her cage, and she's liking those a lot.
Aw, Trixie is gonna be Alex's baby.
Yeah.
He's
They live a long
an
time.
enchilada daddy.
Yeah, they live like 20 years, so
Oh, there you go. There's your kid for the next 20 years. Enjoy.
You're gonna be going into your 40s with that thing.
You better get that little lady a
Yep.
stroller and a car seat so she can travel with you.
I can imagine
Uh-huh.
out of the cage though. It's just
We're gonna all have to install like
Trixie Cage.
Trixie cages, just so when she comes to visit people, we can be like, it's cool, just bring her with.
Y'all
I
ever
don't
seen those backpacks though, where it's like a clear container, like they put their cats and stuff in so they can walk
You
around?
know what I always wondered? That doesn't look feasible. I have seen my cats in a normal cat carrier. If I tried to shove one in a backpack, it would murder me in my sleep.
I had a ball
just
for her,
got
like a big hamster ball that she used to run around in, but she kept breaking the door and getting out. You know, with a house of like 2 cats and 2 dogs that would kill her. That was a bad idea.
Could those cats really chase her though?
Well, at least one of them
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, one of
them
them.
like 4 feet.
Can you imagine this cat one can like
One of them would make it 4 feet and be like, nah, never mind, it's not worth it.
One of them could, and one of them had.
Aww.
He would run by that cat, and he would just go.
No, Snowball understands now that she is not a mouse.
Oh, it's that chinchilla thing. It's that enchilada thing.
Forget you.
They're so delicate, though. I feel like if you tried to take it anywhere, it would just have a heart attack.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't think
I'd rather not touch it.
Right.
That's that theory.
I'm not built to like care for exotic animals. That's
It's exotic too.
Yeah. She's super cute though.
She is
Dude,
awesome.
how would y'all
She's
feel if I
so
got
soft. Oh my god, her tail.
She is really cute.
Oh my god, her tail's so flat.
I just didn't want to like invade her space while we were there because I was like so many people. Like
Yeah.
I had ferrets growing up, and we couldn't have a bunch of people around her because there was always that fear that she would just have a heart attack and die
Yeah.
just from overstimulation. And so
Sure.
yeah, that's
You want
kind
to know
of what it
something
reminded
cool
me of.
about chinchillas? Is I know it's like a joke, or like not a joke, but it's fun to make fun of like safe spaces. But if you give a chinchilla a spot where you don't touch them, that's like their quote unquote safe space. And yeah, when they go in there, you're not supposed to touch them. If you do, they get really mad.
Huh.
I know it's fun to make fun of people with trauma, but
Trigger warning. We're alive.
you in here make fun of people's safe spaces?
Look, we never claimed to be family friendly,
We're
okay?
not. Push the button.
what's the button?
Push the button.
The views and opinions
Views and
of this
opinions.
show do not reflect the views and opinions of Curiosity Media or its affiliates.
Yeah, just reiterating.
My garage is my safe space.
Oh my god.
You need new sound clips.
I gotta get some more.
That was Alex. Oh my god, if Alex committed to that voice, he could do that.
Would you please shut your yapper?
Austin said you need new sound clips. He said your sound clips.
I know.
Oh man, they're so shit.
I'm sorry.
You need to stop. Fingers are out.
You need to stop. You only have the 3.
That's it. We're good.
Okay, I'm done. My thoughts are done. There's a lot of things I need to do with the soundboard, like delete 90% of the shit that's on there.
Yeah.
You keep saying it.
I don't ever have time.
Next time you're not doing shit,
to
you're
add
gonna be
things,
like,
but you can have the time to just be like, no.
yeah, like right after the show, don't do anything. Just sit there and delete everything.
Clear
What are you
house.
doing?
I say the same thing about looking at all the pictures on my phone, and yeah, there's never a moment in the day where I'm like, I should go through these 10,000 pictures, but
I actually do that a lot.
I do need to. I just don't.
I go through.
I got rid of
through
50
my-
today.
I go through my
I got rid of
drive,
50.
like,
They're all homework pictures.
I only care about screenshots because I know I take really dumb screenshots to spoof shit.
I do
I
the same
have,
thing.
I have over 300 screenshots on my computer.
I probably have about the same on my phone.
Yeah, I can just.
I'm like, I got
I'm like,
receipts, and then a year later, I'm like, what was that for?
I was like
arguing with it.
Confirm delivery just to make sure it's like. I don't even know why I take screenshots of.
I used to do it because I was in a lot of drama groups, like for military wives, and so I keep receipts of bullshit people would say. And then literally, like a year later, I'm like, the conversation was this. Who was I protecting?
Whose safe space was I fucking
Safe space was not your baby.
Who was I like, fuck up? It's not important anymore.
most of my screenshots are just memes, though, so I'll crop out all the computer parts of it and just throw it into another folder.
But then you never post it anywhere.
At some point, I want to show people them. But then
It's for his own
I
pleasure to look at.
Yeah, I literally have folders. I have folders that are like Anne, Alex, Rachel, to like show them memes. I just never
So
send them.
silly.
Because like, oh, she'll get that.
Next time y'all
Don't send
hang out, you just sit with your computer like, all right, let's open this document. God.
God.
I kind of want to look at those now. Because so I've been sending him TikToks through Messenger for like a month now, and he just wanted to tell me recently that he can't even watch them on his computer. So he hasn't
I
been.
kind of can, but I don't try to choose not to.
Dude, that irritates me because they're all funny as fuck.
Why can't you watch them on your computer?
Because TikTok only recently just created a desktop version of TikTok, and so I couldn't watch it until it was actually functioning.
Oh.
So yeah.
Because it doesn't keep it on Facebook. It uses Facebook as a link and sends me to the TikTok website.
You're
So it wasn't
silly.
working before, but now it kind of works. But I still don't want to take the time.
They're funny though. I watch them sometimes. So we have a whole group that sends TikToks, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a jerk. I just am usually doing something else, and then I forget, and then I don't go back and watch.
No, I don't watch
That's
every
how I feel
single
about
one.
that.
If somebody
All the other
sends
group
me a TikTok personally, I mean, I'll watch it. Like I send Joey, I send Dan TikToks all the time. I don't think he watches them. So in your TikTok thing.
I do.
Okay.
I
I
definitely
send him
don't.
important ones. I send him important ones though.
I already know Alex doesn't watch any of his shit. He just opens it and immediately closes it.
Yeah, if I wanted to send Alex something, I wouldn't send it over a fucking group chat. I just send it to him. I think group chats are great, but only for specific things, and you guys use them for the everything option. You use them for D of all of the above.
How was your week?
My week?
How was your week?
My week was good. Work. It was busy. Basically it. That's all I do. Work, sleep.
She, does the food industry.
Yeah.
Welcome to adulthood. Work and sleep.
She handles transactions for a multi-million-dollar company.
I wish you did.
Yeah.
Transactions
We're just gonna
for a
put it like
multi-million-dollar
that.
company.
The transactions of me handing people menus.
I mean,
That's important.
it is important because I will tell you, I have been to restaurants where people have handed me wet menus, and I'm kind of a germphobe. Like, I
Wet
can't
menus?
stand it. I can't do it. Like, take it
Dude,
back.
I do that
Take
to
it
the
back.
dishes. Like the people that don't wear masks, the ones that I just sprayed down, and like they're still dripping wet. I'm like, here you go.
Yeah, there's
My
nothing
hands
worse than
from
like
the peroxide.
the weird sweaty menus. I can't do it. I don't want the wet table. I don't want the wet menu.
Sorry.
I don't want to be a Karen.
I'll give you the dirty table.
No, I'd rather
wanna
not
wipe
do
down.
that. I have had that though, where you sit down and you're like,
Dude,
wait a minute.
Sometimes I'll try to hide the dirtiness with the menus before they sit down, so I'll put it over the crumbs and stuff, and then I'll just walk away. No, wait.
That's not okay.
I've seen.
We're not going to talk about where you work.
I've seen the underneath of tables.
I was that kid in restaurants that created the underneath of tables.
Yeah. That's the
I
only
was
thing that
such
bugs me. Because it's cleaned less often, and so if I walk into a restaurant, I look down and there's just like eggs. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, I always feel bad, but then I start sweeping like after they sit down. But I don't go under the tables. I'll just go right out.
You should go.
And I do if it's like really big napkins or shit, but if it's just like crumbs and stuff, I'm not gonna move the whole fucking table because it takes a lot of energy.
It's like a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to take a short little break. When we come back, we'll talk about this week's movie, Tom and Jerry, the new one that just came out to theaters and HBO Max. So we'll be back.
Behind the screen. We'll be right back.
Strip it down, it's just you and me. You cut me off and say you're tired of talking. It's not as if we can't agree, but you've lost your will to fight. You're packing up all your things to leave, and these will be our last words. Then the chance will be lost, and I ain't too proud. If you loved me, you would hold me and never let me go. If you love me, you would tell me you never want 7 years and 1,000 days away from the day we first met. Time has moved on for you, and I can feel life has moved. Started stuck on the day you left, and what was said.
Welcome back to Behind the Screen Radio Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are live, both on air and on our Facebook page. If you'd like to talk to us, you can call in 718-664-9735. Again, 718-664-9735. That'll bring you directly into the studio with us. Or you can comment on the live stream, and we will either answer you on the air or on the stream. Alrighty, so tonight we are talking Tom and Jerry, the new one that just got released to HBO Max and theaters, starring Chloe Grace Moretz and Michael Pena and a couple of other people. So
I'll tell you, it was a little disappointing because this is one of the first movies that we've come across where there's very few fun facts. They're not really all that fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
Kind of like the movie.
Yeah, I mean, there was literally 14 fun facts. You know, normally when we do a show, I spend probably a good 15 minutes while you guys are talking, scrolling through the trivia to find stuff that's relevant and cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like a page and a half of stuff to go through.
Yeah.
And I literally just scrolled through it while you did the introduction, and I was like, oh, that's disappointing. I did not feel this. That moment was not the same as Tom and Jerry, though. And you can't say that.
So, okay, so this movie is about, basically it's like a start of their relationship, and
it's like their backstory.
Yeah, kind of their backstory. Not even a it doesn't even connect.
It's a new story.
It's a new story.
It's a cartoon. We know it's a cartoon. So even though it was kind of the start of their story, it was also kind of like they knew each other the entire time.
Yeah, because there was that quote in the movie where they're like, it seems like you guys have been fighting for years.
Yeah.
And so that was the whole point.
Or decades.
It was supposed to be the start of the movie. 1940s.
1930s.
1940s.
Was it 40s for Tom and Jerry? Because it was 30s for William Hanna.
It was literally 1940.
Yeah.
The year 40.
Cool.
Yeah. So they've been doing it for quite a while.
Did you know it's banned worldwide?
What is?
Tom and Jerry.
Because of the violence?
So, no. The actual cartoon.
Yeah, it's been banned for a while.
Right. So, like when we I actually need to go back one more. So when we look at it, when you go, because there was a question. So when you Google things and they're like, how did Tom and Jerry die? Because there was a rumor that the last Tom and Jerry episode, they committed suicide.
Yeah.
Which is not true, obviously. It was false.
Yeah.
But it is banned throughout the world because of, now, I find it funny because it's a generational thing.
Right.
Our kids have played GTA 5 where there's horse dancing in strip clubs. Sorry, but it's true. Like, you see worse shit in video games.
Yeah.
Because it is banned for smoking, alcohol, harmful substance abuse, and violence. But many people actually think the main problem of the cartoon is unpunished violence. Tom is being punished for his naughtiness, and Jerry isn't forbidden to mock the cat.
Nothing
So,
is, it's not.
Take away the smoking and drug use and violence. It's banned because it offends some people.
No, it was. Well, that's an oversimplification, but
Absolutely.
it wasn't even banned in America. It was just taken off air.
Well, at this
it was
moment,
the
though,
cartoon.
it's banned throughout the world. And I kind of think it's
Throughout
silly.
the world does not mean all of the world.
Right, you're right. I think it's even being taken off air though. I think it's kind of dumb because you still have to watch on things like Nick at Night. You know, the nighttime area where
Boomerang.
Adult Swim and all those things happened. If you're a parent, okay, I was a child obviously when I watched these, a young child. I watched them do these things and never once thought, I should go get a hammer and bash my brother in the face because that'll be funny. Like, teach your kids morals.
Yeah, especially because they're not people.
Right, and right and wrong. They're cartoons. This is not reality, and this could actually hurt somebody. I had to actually, my mom never sat down and told me these things because I just knew.
Yeah, like movies are different because they have people, but it's just a cat and a mouse.
Right. It's no different than,
cat and mouse.
it's kind of like Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. And Woody the Woodpecker. All of those cartoons have the same weird violence in them. We never really thought about, like, hey, I should go be a psychopath.
I didn't think
and
I
do
wanted
these
to be.
things. Roadrunner was awesome, by the way.
And you're right, it is a generational thing because we grew up watching Bugs Bunny. We grew up watching Roadrunner. We grew up watching Tom and Jerry.
Dude, Bugs Bunny was the prettiest transvestite bunny ever.
All of the Warner Brothers cartoons, all of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, all of those, and they weren't really, we didn't look at it as, oh my God, it's so violent, let me go recreate this violence.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. And we even grew up playing Army and Cowboys and Indians.
And I wasn't offended by it. And I wasn't always the Indian. Just going to put that out there.
Right. I mean,
cops and robbers.
Yeah. We had toy guns and we had all that. I mean, shit, we played out in the freaking woods, for God's sake.
Did you know that we have actually come to an age where when I go birthday shopping for, like, my kids' friends, like, let's say boys, for example, because I am that person, I don't care. My own family, like, I hesitate at the Nerf section. Are they going to yell at me because I bought a gun?
Well,
every single child that I go to their birthday party now, they're going to get a Nerf gun.
You gotta do it. Well, or like the cat guns, because like I know my son likes cat guns and he likes to pretend he's shooting things. Sometimes he even likes to pretend he's shooting people. I don't know, tell you, he likes Hitman. He wants to be a spy. Okay, maybe you're the bad guy. You're his hit.
He's not a spy.
I don't know, tell you.
Yeah.
Do I think he'll actually take that later in life and be like, that was so much fun, I think I'm gonna do it to real people?
Probably.
No, I don't. Shut up. You are not making this better. Shut your mouth.
He's not even a hitman anymore. He's just an assassin.
Yeah. Do I think that's going to make my son stand on top of the clock tower at the university? No. It's just a gun. Get over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see the
I don't know what to tell you. We'll deal with that later in life.
But right now,
it has nothing to do with the cat gun, though.
It has
to do with assholes.
It has to do with video games that cause violence. We gotta shut them down. No more video games.
Yeah, make him read some Edgar Allan Poe instead.
But does make me sad because here's the thing: you and I were desensitized.
Yeah.
To that stuff, we watch it and it's just another thing. But
Right.
society has made kids so vulnerable to it that when they see it, it's either super shocking, overstimulating, or makes them think of those things.
I don't know.
Well, hell,
I don't know.
I don't really know who we're talking about here because it's definitely not our generation.
No, it's
Nobody's
Yeah,
I
I mean, I grew up watching
definitely
that with
exposed
Tom and
you to
Jerry
every
and
bit of that.
stuff like that.
But all of us watched. We watched Tom. We watched, and Alex can vouch for me. We watched Tom and Jerry after it was cool and back to being cool because we watched on Boomerang, which literally meant it was old.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but that's you and Alex and even Katie, who's almost 17. But then we look at the littles, there was that big gap in time when things did change, and then that stuff was gone.
Yeah.
Cartoons
Yeah,
got
I-
soft.
They did get soft.
What did Sophia say when we were outside watching the movie? Something about like how much violence there was and how they're always fighting each other.
Yeah, she actually didn't enjoy the movie because it was too action-packed and there was a lot of violence.
It wasn't violence. She was like, there's just a bunch of action and there's nothing else going on.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
That's the whole point. They're always
That is
But,
Tom
I
and
mean,
each
Jerry.
other.
I can see how that's a problem for a movie.
It's supposed to be 10 minutes of them just beating the crap out of each other.
Right, but for her, there
And then
wasn't
seeing
enough
the dog.
funny.
There wasn't enough storyline.
Yeah, because she
Because-
thought the animals were really cute,
Well,
but there was
we're-
no story to them.
We're Neanderthal brain and slapstick humor makes us laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like
Tom and Jerry's not
whenever
really supposed to have a story. They're just there to, it's cat and mouse. They're just going back and
Yeah,
forth.
that's why I think that it shouldn't have been a movie. It should have just been a new show.
Tom
Yeah.
and Jerry is the quintessential expose of cat and mouse.
Yeah.
This is what it
Right
is, and
there.
what it's always been, and what it's always supposed to be.
Well, yeah, it's always been
See-
them going against each other and
Yeah.
one trying to get away from the other and get away with things.
I definitely have seen TV shows that handled it better whenever it came to the violent stuff. I can see where people are coming from. Because whenever I was growing up, it was banned. So like they showed it, but they didn't make new episodes for it. So they made new shows for it. And those new shows definitely
We're
handled the
softer.
violence.
They were definitely softer.
Because the 1940s Tom and Jerry was pretty violent.
Absolutely. He smoked cigarettes. It was pretty funny. So did Bugs Bunny. I loved those episodes of Bugs Bunny where he was a female and he was out there.
Tom
That's
smoked
right.
the
You know
whole
what?
cigar in one hit.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He had so much.
And so did the bulldog. The bulldog used to always have a
Yeah.
cigar in his mouth.
Yeah, but I mean, we still have badasses on TV as well, but cigarettes and tobacco products have been banned in movies. They're still able to be badasses on screen. Like, I feel like things are definitely changing, but I don't feel like they're for the worse.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree or not yet.
Jason Statham
I
has
just
to
think
have
that if we soft things down too much, then we create a situation where there are no natural coping mechanisms for society.
or just better ones. Maybe smoking doesn't need to be a coping mechanism.
Now, I'm not saying smoking is a coping mechanism. I'm saying seeing it or being around it and being able to cope with it and move past it.
Yeah.
Right, but at the same time, I can also kind of see the other side, because you and I have become so desensitized to violence that, I mean, if we were to see it literally on the street, it's,
I have.
there are some people that'd be like, oh, well, it's just violence. I mean, there are other people with good morals and good judgment that would be like, hey, this is not right. We need to stop this. But I mean, we have become desensitized. Like in the news, we see violence. You know, somebody was shot in Knoxville. We're like,
It happened again.
it happened again. Whereas other generations, or like people that are younger than us, are like, oh my God, this is so horrible.
Well, I think there's a different reaction too. You know, it wasn't but 3 years ago where we had a shooting here in town. It was very relevant. It was very close to home. And the first reaction was to get a gun because we were supposed to stay sheltered. And they didn't know what roads this person was driving on.
Yeah.
So the first reaction was to get protection. It wasn't hide and cower in a closet.
No.
It was, let me see if I see this car. I'm going to sit on my porch with my gun. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Did any weird cars come driving down the road?
No, thankfully, but they were back on the back roads. And so it was within that circle. Like it was just right around us in our little hidden neighborhood that nobody comes into. But, you know, then you look at other people's reactions would have been to go inside and lock the door and stay away from windows. And, you know, it's no different than like tornadoes. I am that person that's like, go shelter. I'll be right back.
Anyway,
It's
let's
supposed to
get
coming.
into the
I
movie.
think the
Yeah.
violence is different in Tom and Jerry though. Like
It's
the violence.
cartoon vibe.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's supposed to be funny. It's not supposed to. Oh, that cat got whacked on the head
not
with a
sh-
baseball
It's
bat.
not shocking.
Oh no, he has like damage and he's gonna get hurt. No, it's supposed to be funny. He got whacked on
Yeah,
top
'cause
of the head,
there's no
and now he
blood
has a
and-
big embarrassing knot on his head. Like, hi, it's funny. It's like,
I
Yeah, but
did
that's,
like.
that's how it evolved. It was definitely worse back then.
Yeah, it was. I did
And
like the
that's
fact
why
that
things
they.
have been deleted. Not full episodes have been banned, but that's why things have been deleted before.
Yeah, I do like the throwback to the cartoon, quote unquote, violence
Mhm.
of Tom and Jerry. I did like that they didn't completely take that out. Like there was a lot of.
they did a
throwbacks
lot
to
of throwbacks in the movie.
They
Like,
did a
I
lot
was
of
watching
throwbacks.
like some of the things, and I was like, wait, they did that in that one episode, or they did that in that episode. Like, they like not really reused, but they,
They did a
Um,
few.
yeah.
That was my
And
favorite one.
I
where,
saw, and I was like,
Tom
wait
and
a
Jerry
second.
had, but no, wait, only one of them. Tom, there we go, had the piano keys in his mouth, and I was like, that's from
Yeah.
that Sonata one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my favorite one. Where he's just playing Moonlight the Sonata, and Jerry's just like, ha ha, fuck with you.
So this movie, it's a live action, but the animals are,
Well, the background animals.
I mean,
In-
most of the
in the
animals,
foreground animals.
Yeah.
all the animals are cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Was the squirrel cartoon? When he
Yeah.
landed on the tree, was
Yeah.
the squirrel cartoon?
Anyone, it's actually the background animals are not cartoon. They are usually the ones that are real. But anything that is interacted with,
Well, yeah, all of the animal characters in the movie, including them in the background, are animated.
yeah. But like there was a Shih Tzu that went by that Ann and I saw. We called it a Shih Tzu because it was not animated. It was just a shit.
I thought they did really well. They definitely it was kind of, when we look at that animation versus reality,
right.
the mesh between them goes back to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah, and that's actually, so Jim Story actually said that that's kind of what
Yes.
he went off of when he,
That live action
yeah,
animation hybrid
yeah.
was pulled from how they
Who Framed
did
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, and that was an awesome movie too. But yeah.
This will be the last good movie of that too, because Lola Rabbit don't got tits.
Oh.
For real, they're making a new Space Jam, and they made her look like a 12-year-old. With
Yeah,
the
they
shirt hanging
changed
down.
her outfit.
I don't like that.
Her outfit covers her body.
Yeah.
Like, covers her body. Like,
Yeah.
An insane amount. Like she's wearing like her boyfriend's
Jersey.
Like, jersey.
Yeah.
And then
She has no boobies.
she's just a flat being.
She looks like a little girl.
She's Bugs Bunny if he was shorter,
And a
less
girl.
face, and a girl.
Yeah. Which sucks, because look at Jessica Rabbit. She was pretty hot.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember.
I guess for some reason they just don't want us to be furries.
Yeah.
But I mean, Lola Rabbit kind of cute.
She's still kind of hot.
Yeah.
Just no titty.
Do you think we'll see more of these hybrids? You know how we always talk about it. We go through these phases with movies.
Right.
And with COVID, the post-production team was able to completely work from home.
Right. The
For
thing
this
is,
movie.
the problem with these types of movies, the hybrid, cartoon and live action, the problem is getting the actors that can work off of basically nothing. In this movie, the two main actors, other than Tom and Jerry, of course, are Chloe Grace Moretz and Michael Pena. Both of them are accomplished actors.
Although Anne doesn't like Chloe.
No. Chloe Moretz is such a terrible actor.
She's not a terrible actor. I just fucking can't stand her face, dude.
She's so
Good.
built for kids.
Yeah, like she's in so much shit that I like, but I just don't. Her face. It's kind of like Debbie Ryan.
She's straight up the girl next door.
Like I love Debbie Ryan, but
Like the not sexual girl next door. It's just like,
oh,
howdy guys.
and when she is sexual, it makes me so uncomfortable. And we all know I love women, but this woman specifically, just please.
She looks like an 11-year-old
If I
all the
were-
time.
If I had to do something to her, she'd have to wear a bag over her face. The brown paper sick bag.
I don't even know what
Anyway.
her age is.
Like 20 something. She looks like she's fucking
Yeah,
10.
she's 25.
God, what an old bitch.
But no, she's
I didn't
just,
really
she's
like
just
Chloe
so,
Grace Moretz in this movie either.
Really?
Yeah, she's just.
Yeah, I
so,
didn't.
She is just so built for kids. Like her face just doesn't show any adult humor at all.
The only parts that I
Yeah.
really didn't, like, it was driving me crazy, and I'll admit, I love the fact that he called her out on it, but, like, where she was constantly freaking
I was
adjusting
about
her
to say that.
uniform,
That irritated
it was
the shit out
irritating
of
as shit.
me.
Like, stop fidgeting.
And she's fucking 6 tall at the same time. I was like, I'll slap the shit out of you. Don't touch him.
Yeah, she was.
That was the only part, though, with her that, like, really, truly irritated me. It was just that constant with that uniform that looked like it didn't fit.
Yeah, and I get the cartoon universe where everything else makes sense even though it doesn't. But like, just her movements and her constantly like she is the pinnacle of somebody trying to be gangster without having any swagger. Like every single part that she's in where she's trying to track somebody down, she's like,
Oh, yeah.
what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about this problem?
Yeah.
She's animated.
Overly animated.
But like the wrong way.
Yeah.
She's like Flintstones animated. Like
she was
just never been updated.
a little awkward in this movie. I will give
Yeah.
you that. She was
She's
a little
I
awkward.
think
in
this is
movie.
her
She's
first
like the
time working
awkward-
with a cartoon though, like working by her, like not really by herself, but working off of nothing, like you said. I don't think she's
Yeah, but
really done
like,
this
she's
before.
like the awkward high school girl that never grew out of it.
Yeah.
Like her face physically looks awkward. It doesn't look like she's acting.
Dude. And like I said, when she thinks really hard and she fucking holds her mouth wide open and like adjusts her fucking jaw.
Yeah, whenever she's thinking hard, she's just like, and
Like,
her whole face is moving. Like, what are you doing?
Stop.
Yeah, she was definitely really awkward in this movie, and she wasn't.
It's awkward in
hard.
every movie.
Okay, so she did really good in oh crap, I had the name of the movie but I lost it.
Hold on. What the fuck's this bitch's name? I gotta look.
Shit. The superhero movie.
Kick-Ass?
Which one?
Yes.
She actually did do really well
She
in that
did
movie.
really
Because
well.
she had a
in
mask over her face.
Kick-Ass,
You
Red
couldn't see what
Out
she
of
was
the
doing.
Fifth
She was
Wave.
also
If I
like
say
13.
Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah, I mean, and she did really well in Carrie.
Yeah,
I was
like I
gonna say, that's
said,
the one movie I love her.
like I said, I think she's very built for children. Like
She's meant to play a child.
Yeah. She just has no adultness to her at all.
As Joshua said, the new Tom and Jerry is like the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which we covered.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah.
She's in a lot of fucking movies.
She is. I mean, she's
Yeah.
got a pretty good rap sheet as far as
Yeah.
credit.
She was in-
I don't think she was horrible in this movie. I just think that there were moments where I was like, why does she look so freaking uncomfortable?
I could think of some people that I would like more.
I don't know.
There are definitely some actresses that could have pulled this off a little better than what she did.
Well,
Yeah.
so they had Zoe Dutch, Deutch, I don't know. Olivia Cook, Jennifer Lawrence, Yara Shahidi,
Jennifer Lawrence.
Kelly Marie Tran, Becky G, and Isabella Merced were considered for the role of Kayla, and she won out.
Jennifer Lawrence does this role.
So,
That would have been funny.
Dude, she was in a shit ton of movies,
See, the
but
thing
like,
is, Jennifer Lawrence would be the opposite. Jennifer Lawrence would do way too adult humor.
she would be too old
Yeah.
for a Tom and Jerry movie. I don't think it would have worked. I don't honestly know most of these.
No, you see, if they
But-
did what they did in the cartoons and only showed from like the waist down for like the adults, then
Right, but can we just point out that the cook in this movie was probably one of the funniest characters. I loved him so much.
Yeah, but I was
Well, I
talking.
mean, that's
The chef.
yeah, Ken Jeong.
I love him.
Yeah, I was talking to Ann about it. They just pulled out every single Warner Brothers actor they could for this movie.
Yeah.
Just every single
Yeah,
person
this
was in
movie
it.
seemed like it was more about the live action characters than it was about Tom and Jerry. Like they tried to get every like A-list
Right.
actor, but that's not what Tom and Jerry's
Yeah.
about.
And they
Like, it
they,
took the
like, they
focus
really
away from
focused
Tom and
on
Jerry
the
a lot.
story. Yeah. It was very much like a children's movie story. Like, it was like, oh, this person's great. She keeps doing great things. Whoops, she messed up. Let me fix it. All right, everything's happy. Like, there's so many.
This movie was more focused on her than it was on Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry was kind of a backstory to her overall story of her trying to, you know, find her way in New York.
Here's my question, though.
There's so many Disney and Warner Brother movies with like mostly female leads, but also some male leads that just are a complete mimic of the story.
Yeah.
But then they put in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Was she homeless?
No.
Because, like, that was my question.
I mean,
we never knew.
I don't think she was homeless.
She was super excited to stay at the hotel, so I was like, where, does she not have a home?
Wouldn't you be excited to stay in that hotel?
I would be. I would. Can we do it now? Let's go.
Yeah.
Right?
But she just lived in a really shitty part of New York.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, let's go. We're done. Bye.
Okay. Screw it. We're out. Y'all can come for yourself.
See you later.
She's that person that rented that $2,000 apartment room, but it's just the bed in the window.
Right? Here's your loft apartment for $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
You have room for a bed and a toilet.
Not a toilet.
And a
There's
hot
no
plate.
bathroom.
And a hot plate.
Somebody was like, "Where's the bathroom?" And they were like, "The Starbucks 3 blocks away."
Right? There's a shared bathroom downstairs in the lobby. There's one toilet in there. It's unisex.
Can we talk about Michael Pena for a minute?
I don't know.
He
was good, but he irritated the shit out of me.
Okay, so that was his character, though. His
It
character
was.
And he plays that really irritating
businessman.
Ass.
Like, he's always a businessman.
Yeah, the businessman, the kiss ass, the yes
first
man,
scene,
the antagonist, protagonist type.
his first scene when she first entered the room was his best one.
Yeah.
Like, where he was just like, what?
Like, you need to freaking calm down.
Every single actor that is in this movie just played themselves in every single other movie that they've been.
Like, I could totally see him being like that in real life, which is sad.
Like Chloe Moretz, Michael Pena, whoever the like CEO person as well. Like, every single person just played exactly what they've always played in other movies. If you look them up in any other movie, that is them.
The head boss, though, I liked him. I did. I thought he was. He definitely played that kind of sweet, not overly smart boss who wants to be able to get things right, but make people happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad they made Michael Pena's character, Terrence, out to be
an ass?
The asshole boss, and kept Mr. Dugro as the forgiving, understanding, hey, I'm going to give you a shot type of boss.
I was trying to remember what he played the exact same role in, and it was Peter in Deadpool 2. Where he's just like, hi, I'm just here. Got no superpowers. Like that, they played themselves in this movie. And for the most part, it was funny. It's just, man, they kind of get on my nerves.
But I want to go back to Austin's statement about this movie being every, like, Disney-esque type children's movie.
Yeah, every like 2000 to 2010 children's movie with those children leads.
Yeah.
This one wasn't a child.
No.
That was the difference.
No, but you have the down on their luck person. 9 times out of 10, it's a young girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like Hotel
like
for
Jessie.
Dogs. Yeah. Like,
yeah. That's exactly what this movie was.
It was Jessie for animals and not kids.
Like I can think of so many Disney. Hotel for Dogs, fucking Cinderella Story. I can think of so many Disney movies that this is just.
What is that, like Undercover Princess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got The Bride, and it kind of fit.
Yeah. I don't even mean like plot wise. I just mean like the exact same formula.
That's what I'm saying though. I mean, it was kind of that formula. Why is Jerry a klepto?
He's always
He's super klepto.
He's also the one that always starts things, but people are like, "Oh, Tom's such a
big jerk."
It's like Jerry is always
He's
the one.
the antagonist, 100%.
Jerry has always been the asshole.
I always feel bad for Tom.
I do too. I've always
He's just trying to
hated
do
Jerry.
his job.
I've always
He's literally a cat.
not hated Jerry, but
Well, he's kind of a jerk.
Jerry is the asshole.
I love how they have their own credits in this movie as well.
Yeah.
Because it's just their old voices, right?
I mean, they
didn't really have a voice.
Yeah.
The only
Tom,
voice that we had
yeah,
was
he
Tom
sang.
singing that song.
Tom often had a voice in the old.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
He spoke a lot.
not
Nope.
the originals.
Yes, he did.
No, he
Nope.
did not.
Yes, he did.
He didn't
No,
speak
he
a
would-
lot, but he spoke
He would
at
yell out.
times.
He would yell out real words. Like it wasn't just yelling. He would yell out real words.
But not in the original cartoon.
That's where those voice clips come from. That's why they can't even credit the people.
No.
Yes,
No, Google it. It is not there.
I do because I love watching them. They're funny.
Google it right now.
You can't watch it on Boomerang anymore.
Do they still have Boomerang?
Yeah, but they don't have it on Boomerang because it's.
I guess I'll have to call tomorrow to fix our TVs so that we can watch Boomerang. It should be free.
Yeah, Boomerang. Well, the things from Boomerang are on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Well, we got
HBO
that.
Max literally has the Boomerang channel.
We should make sure the Godfather knows about that.
Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah.
Get this, Tom and Jerry. I was watching that and there's another one like Flintstones or something. I was watching something else on there, but man, it's fun.
So what do you think, Alex? We haven't heard a lot from you lately.
I don't know. It wasn't really like good. I think it took the focus away from Tom and Jerry a lot, just to give the actors more screen time. If you're gonna make a movie about Tom and Jerry, make it about Tom and Jerry. I also didn't like their animation. Like, if they were gonna make like a merge between real life and animated, I think they should have gone with more of a detailed route, like Sonic did, the finalized Sonic.
I really thought you were going to say the same thing Ann did.
I did too.
Opposite, which was they were going to be 2D. But man,
What was that?
no. If they went the Sonic route, I would have stopped watching 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Well, the like flat look just doesn't work. It makes no sense. Like, do the people in
They're a cartoon.
the movies? Well, do the people in the movies see them as cartoons? Because if so, then are all the animals cartoons in this universe?
No,
It's
because
just-
there's the Shih Tzu. And it was
Right, so here's the question. What was the animation like for Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
It was the same.
It was.
It was they used shading instead of 3D animation.
Right,
Yeah,
so
they
was
used
it a
shading.
more flat style?
Yeah, they used shading to make them look more 3D.
Right, so would it have been better in that format than this?
I don't know. If I recall, in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, wasn't there like two different universes? Wasn't there like
Well-
a cartoon universe and then a
Yeah.
Yeah.
in-world universe? Right. In this, there's not that. It's just how
There
do
was another movie.
people
What?
see cartoon
Fishing.
characters in this world?
I
I think they should have gone with more.
cartoons.
Well, nobody's gonna
Oh, yeah.
question. Like nobody.
No,
Why are
because
these?
It's a movie. It's a universe.
Well, there was another movie.
I'm just saying it just doesn't look right, and like the fact that nobody mentioned like that the cat and mouse and every other animal looks weird is just
Well, it's
Weird.
Because to them that was reality.
Yeah, to them it's just all the time.
But then in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, yes, they were tunes.
Yeah.
There was another movie where there were cartoons that were being like attacked.
Space Jam.
No, it was a darker movie.
Oh man,
What about
you're
like?
gonna really make me think
I know
about
it's
this.
probably after we were talking about. What about the puppets? Like they just are okay with puppets.
Again, I think it's
Yeah.
just their reality.
Yeah.
It's
What was that? It was
Just how
dark. Was
it
it
works.
dark something? I don't. It was like a gangster type
The fucking
scenario.
Hollywood Chihuahuas or whatever.
Dark movie.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
That was animated. Thank you.
No, but it made me think about it. Gangster Chihuahuas.
Jesus.
So we don't have one. I don't want to die.
I just think they should have went with a more modern animated route than just the
Dark
flat.
World, Dark City.
I would have hated it.
I think it would have just made more sense.
Because the animation is different.
I
than
just
the
think
movie.
it's one of those things where we're so far into being in
Cool.
the 3D
Yeah.
animation that everything is going to look like that now, and I just don't want that, especially for something that's from the 40s. Like, I want a little bit of nostalgia in it. I don't want it to be fully modernized, you know.
Yeah, like if they
This
like
just
did like
didn't
a,
work. It was just off.
It felt pretty good. I think I would have rather it been 2D, not fully 3D.
Like,
I
I'm
actually
pretty
thought it was
curious
good.
how that'd be weird.
Because, like, even where they're doing minus the stars, which would have been fully nostalgic, like when they're doing the animal tornado, which they actually called out,
Yeah.
and I love,
Yeah.
it was
Started
very
going.
much reminiscent of the cartoons because the dog, the cat, and the mouse would get in that fight all the time
Yeah. And
and
that's
create the
that's
animal tornado.
I love how they called it out though. They were
Yes.
like, oh shit, it's happening.
But if they would have animated it like Detective Pikachu, I think it would have been pretty good. I didn't see the movie, but the animation
That's
was
how
okay.
SpongeBob. That's how the last 2 SpongeBob the movies have
You
been.
didn't see
I didn't think they were good at all. I don't think
Sure
that
didn't.
animation.
Wow.
I don't think the animation for the SpongeBob movies was really good, and that's exactly what they did.
Oh, I hated the animation. Honestly, I actually hated the animation in the SpongeBob movies.
I specifically hate the fucking Clay Christmas one that triggers the fuck out of me.
No,
So bad.
the 2 new SpongeBob movies.
Yeah, not the newer ones. So I'm talking. You know which one I'm talking
Well, that's
about?
what I was talking about.
I haven't seen the newer ones.
No,
Just
it's
because they
kind of
look
old.
weird.
Claymation one. Yeah, that's a bit older now. That was like an anniversary one.
Yeah. It still looked really weird.
No, I think it's different with the SpongeBob movie because there's not like as many textures you can capture.
I guess. Like I wouldn't want Tom to be a cat. I would want him to be Tom.
No, not like
I wouldn't want
Lion
him to be a
King
cat.
animation, but
Yeah, that
like,
would have been weird. Would that
Like
not have been
Detective-
like the
like-
weirdest?
Yeah.
quite literally like Detective Pikachu because that was still like animated and fun,
Yeah.
but it still
Kinda
had
like
the textures of their
Christopher
fur and stuff. Yeah.
Like you talking about like Christopher Robin.
That
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
I could sort of see that. I still think that like if they were to go any direction, backwards is still my preference. But I could see it being okay.
If it was a full animated movie in that style, it would have been fine. But mixing it
That's
with
true,
real
yeah.
life just didn't work for me. It was off. It was weird.
The whole storyline to me. So yeah, there were some parts in it that were kind of funny. There were some parts that were cute. There were some parts that were reminiscent.
There was at least one part where Dan laughed out loud.
There were two. Mostly when the dog took the shit.
Yeah, that was actually
times
really
when the
funny.
dog
That
took
was
the shit.
hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious.
Right in front of the taxi, he's like, "Can you hold on?"
Yeah.
At the end, when he said, "Oops."
But overall, the mix of the animation and the live action, while they did the best that they could, and while they played off of the animated characters reacting and acting with the live action, it still felt off. The animated characters didn't feel integrated into the movie.
See what my biggest problem with this movie was?
Okay.
It was unneeded.
Damn.
Huh.
It was what?
Like any other entertainment.
No,
movie.
it wasn't that funny. It wasn't that great. I wish it had been funnier because then
It was kind of lackluster.
it wasn't needed.
lackluster,
Like it was like one of those like, what can we do during COVID?
This was before COVID.
Kind of.
It was before COVID.
But still, it was one of the like it was a boredom movie. It was a bunch of people that were bored.
Yeah.
Well, you have to think,
What can we do? We're back at that point in time in movies where we're like,
honestly,
I'm bored.
I think that whenever I go and watch old Tom and Jerry, it's not as funny as it used to be. I think it's just one of those things where this was meant for kids, just like any of the new animations for Disney, any of the new live action ones.
yeah,
It's to entice new children for something that was old, but you can't show them the old one because now it looks old. They're gonna be like, why would I watch this?
oh yeah, because where your sister was like there was too much action, I didn't like it. She still watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
But if we had gone back to like old style animation and old style stories, she would have been done in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And
That's the
I
thing with Tom
understand
and Jerry's. It's a lot in a short period of time, and it's easy to watch. Like it's literally just to turn on, like for a parent to turn on and keep their kid occupied for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like, oh, this
I
cat's
didn't
getting
find
a cat bit
anything.
out of him. That's funny.
I didn't find anything like interesting about the movie, but like time flew while I was watching it.
Yeah, well, up until the end. I mean, even our youngest was like, "How much longer is it? Because I'm tired."
Yeah, last
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
We felt the same way. We were watching the clock.
Yeah. It was
Tom and
kind
Jerry's
of,
good in small doses.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of boring.
But I mean,
Point.
honestly, I go back and watch the old Tom and Jerry, and it's not It's not as boring as this movie, but it's kind of almost there.
Yeah.
There's just nothing it offers to my brain.
There's no
I mean,
story
for
to
me,
it.
for me, it's nostalgia. Tom and Jerry, watching any of the old Tom and Jerry cartoons, for me, it's nostalgia. It's like,
But it's one of those things where I'd rather watch like the old Justice League or the old SpongeBob, like things that have something
A
more
story to
offer.
them.
Yeah.
right. Well, I mean, for you, that's nostalgia, though. See, I can't sit and watch SpongeBob,
No,
and I can't.
but it was a children's movie that came out after.
Right, right. And like the TV shows, like I'm trying to watch Justice League, rewatch Justice League Unlimited on a Max because
Yeah.
during my lunch breaks at work I watch.
But it's
You know,
it's also newer as well.
Right, but for me, and me
That's
being
more me and
a-
Austin's age range.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. For me, I'm a animated DC fan,
Mhm.
not a huge fan. I mean, I like their animation. I love Young Justice.
Yeah.
Absolutely
DC does
love the Young
amazing
Justice.
animation work.
Yes, they do.
Like,
They
I could-
absolutely do.
I could watch Batman Brave and the Bold again, and it's made for 3-year-olds.
Right. For me, I could. And for me, Justice League
No, I
Unlimited.
get the time difference as well.
Right.
Between us, but like Tom and Jerry is just one of those things where you watch one episode and you watch them all. Like they are all the same thing. Whereas
Well, I mean, but
Although they did
Justice
bring
League-
in the puppy and they did bring the son in and
yeah,
that was
you're
cute.
having-
60 years.
just saying, it's
Right,
cute.
but again, the thing is with a lot of these older cartoons, it's all about. It's not when they show them and when they do what they do,
Mhm.
they bring them in for nostalgia.
Yeah.
The reason why we watched this movie, why we reviewed it, is for the nostalgia.
Mhm. That's why I
For
think it's
me
not that great.
and Miss Angel.
It's the same thing for like if Disneyland, like if Galaxy's Edge was just you get on a roller coaster and you just watch the movie but you're moving, I wouldn't find that funny.
Okay, well,
I
it's
wanna
no
find-
different
I
than
mean,
going to
there literally
Disney.
is actually.
Yeah.
Here's the
I
thing,
wouldn't
though.
want to do that though.
Here's
Like,
the thing.
because I'm not gonna feel nostalgic. I'm gonna feel bored.
It's no different than riding It's a Small World at Disney World. Okay,
Yeah.
kids, that's not fun, but
I can't
it's
relate.
the original Disneyland
Yeah.
stuff. They have the same original characters.
Peacock
It's
Ride or the Haunted
super
House.
annoying and it's super boring and the animatronics suck, but it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
Is it super fun? Do the kids line up for it? Nope.
The parents do.
Yeah, and when
Yeah.
there's a hurricane in Florida and it's only right open, you're going on it. So
That's what I'm saying. It's like once you get past the nostalgia screen, there isn't much for this, or if they even made a new TV show about it, there wouldn't be much to offer.
Right. Well,
If they didn't change anything about it, there wouldn't
honestly,
be
you can
anything.
say that about really any cartoon
I
that
don't
you
think
try
you can.
and update for
from the past.
for a new generation.
Well, the thing is that let's okay. The
We did
exact same thing.
Roadrunner and did the same way.
We did no. See, that's the thing is those are just things where you see it once and it's the exact same episode over and over again. Things like Aladdin, it was updated. We liked it
Right.
because
right.
there was a
and-
story
and-
to offer and there was things that you could change about it. Because if you have a story, then there's parts of the story you can change.
I mean, Aladdin was originally a movie, and it was meant to be.
Tom
a
and
movie.
Jerry
Yeah.
is just a formula.
Right. The thing is in order, so for Aladdin,
Mhm.
and I'll tell you, the reason why I think the live action Aladdin worked as well as it did
Mhm.
was simply because of the director.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's me personally.
And it was a movie. It wasn't a cartoon.
It was a movie. It went so Aladdin was nostalgic enough for adults.
Yeah.
Hold on. For
I was agreeing. What?
what's that?
He was agreeing.
Oh, I thought you said no.
I did because you said it wasn't nostalgic enough.
No, it was nostalgic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying it was nostalgic enough for people of my age
Yeah.
to be able to be like, I remember watching this as a kid, and it is literally right off the movie. However, it is updated enough
Mhm.
to where
The next generation.
the next generation, like you,
Mhm.
can enjoy it and be like, yeah, I kind of remember watching this as a kid, but the live action
It's
is
cool.
absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what the draw was for those cartoons as kids.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much Tom and Jerry, because there was a lot of repetitive, and all of them. But the draw between the two, because for me it was Saturday morning cartoons. You had Tom and Jerry and Wile E. Coyote. You had those two cartoons, and it was, what are they going to do this week? Like, what's like for the Roadrunner? What is he?
Yeah.
What is he going to do to him this week? Like, what's the new trick going to be?
Yeah.
You know,
So
because it was a
was-
much simpler time, and so it was just like, what's new?
Yeah.
What is he going to trick you
While it
with?
was the same formula, it was, so it's kind of like the Saw and Final Destination movies.
Yeah, they get old.
Yes,
well-
they do.
Yeah, to a point. But so the reason why I like the Saw and the Final Destination movies is because it's the same formula.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Same with Hellraiser.
It's different ways. Yeah, it's different ways of killing them. And that's what, like Tom and Jerry and Roadrunner and Bugs Bunny, that's what they brought to the table. Not to mention, during that time when those were released, and during the time that Miss Angel and I were watching them, number one, we couldn't get instant gratification on demand. So they were the Saturday morning cartoons. It was literally the only cartoons that we watched. So that's what we had.
At least here in the States. Daddy, it was different because a lot of his stuff that he watched was pre-recorded and sound like tapes.
Well, I mean, I also had the Saturday morning cartoons because we had cable. So
Yeah.
we had stuff from, we had a British, two British television networks. But, so it was those Saturday morning cartoons.
Did you watch Blobby?
No.
Oh, okay.
So,
Genuine question.
you know, this is what we grew up on. And yeah, it's repetitive. It's like any other cartoon that you look at. You look at He-Man, you look at Transformers, you look at G.I. Joe, you look at
Correction.
Thundercats.
You look at any cartoon that was before the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, you know what
Yeah.
kills me though is they make all of these remakes and stuff, and none of them are actually cartoons. So I did watch Tom and Jerry. I did watch like what was it? It was Roadrunner.
Yeah.
But what about Cubert and the Snorkels?
So I don't think it was Roadrunner. It was just Looney Tunes. wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it had its little piece in Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
It was like this.
Yeah.
But what about like the Snorkels?
They tried to bring the Smurfs movies out.
No, I like the Smurfs movies. I have not seen the Snorkels.
And they have a story to like
Yes.
bounce off of.
Right. This movie had a story.
But it was embedded.
Nothing.
Like it wasn't there before. They just made it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This movie had a story with Tom and Jerry.
And that's how you have to do it because Tom and Jerry doesn't have a story.
Nobody's
That's
answered
the
my
thing.
question.
Tom and Jerry is
There's not
very.
there's not going to be a Snorkels movie.
The thing is
Go
with
ahead,
Tom and
Alex.
Jerry is that it's very, very simple, and it's not supposed to be complicated, and it's
Yes.
not supposed to be the best movie of all time. Not
Yeah.
the movie. The show is supposed to be simple. You can't oversimplify it. The movie, they overcomplicated it. They tried to give Tom and Jerry like feeling and like they try to humanize Tom and Jerry, and that just is not how it works. Tom and Jerry is literally supposed to be, in its simplest form, is a 10-minute show for parents to turn on and the kid to be occupied for 2 seconds. That's all it is. That's all Tom and Jerry is. When you try to put that into a movie, it doesn't work.
And I've seen whenever they've teamed up before. Like there was episodes where I remember it was like the alley cat would get inside the building and they would have to work together to get him out.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there
that's
is
cool.
there is a little bit of a somewhat camaraderie between Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
While Tom and Jerry are rivals.
Especially in the new cartoon. There's oftentimes where they're fighting and then you'll see little like postcards or something that they send to each other and they're like, sorry.
Yeah. Well, so even in the old cartoons, as you know, as they progressed throughout the years,
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry would be fighting. But if another cat came in and bothered Tom, Jerry's like, that's my bitch.
Yeah.
And they would fuck that cat up.
Well, that's the thing though. While we know that Tom and Jerry like constantly fight and stuff, there was it's like a sibling relationship.
Yes.
Like they fight over stuff, they beat the crap out of each other, but at the same time, like your stray cat over here is not eating my mouse. That is my mouse, so we fight. You leave him alone.
I want to say siblings. It was more of a gay man.
What?
Confirmed?
No?
No, see, now you're overcomplicating it. Tom and Jerry
Oh,
is
yeah,
just Tom and Jerry. It's just a cat and a mouse chasing each other for the past 80 years. That's all it is. When you try to add stuff like
and
that,
there-
it just gets
there was
overcomplicated and bad.
character development over time. When people started wanting character development, like it wasn't the 40s where you put it on for a little bit and it was like, oh yes, children, do not talk to the adult.
Okay,
member.
so I gotta correct you.
What?
In the 40s,
Yeah.
when Tom and Jerry first came out,
Yeah.
it was not on TV. TV was not available until the 60s.
TV was available in the 40s.
No,
Yes, it was.
no,
Yes, it was. Televisions
No.
were a thing in the 40s.
no. What they would do is they would put it on in movie theaters before the main attraction. So it was a cartoon. It was just a way to kind of,
It was brief entertainment.
yeah, it was brief entertainment before the main attraction. It's like newsreels. That's how they informed the public what was going on in the news, and that's actually how they showed footage of World War II.
Like,
They didn't have TVs. TVs were not available until the 50s and 60s,
home TVs were definitely. Home TVs were invented in the 30s.
but they weren't available to the masses.
They were invented in the 30s, available to mass.
People couldn't afford them.
People couldn't afford them. There was definitely a lot of people that had them.
Not a lot of people.
Because
No.
because if they
A
saved
lot
up
of
their
people were
money,
still
they
working
like,
off of radio.
look at what I got, kids, and they pull it up and dust it off.
No.
There was a lot of that in the 40s.
He was alive.
They got their money back, and they were like, another Great Depression can't happen. Let's buy everything we can get.
I wish.
Yeah.
We're living it right now, folks.
Hell yeah.
No, give it a year.
That's what we said last year.
I'm saying give it a year. It'll get worse.
Oh, yeah, probably.
There will actually be a great.
I'm going to start growing my own potatoes.
I would say, do y'all really think everything's gonna be like super expensive though?
Huh?
What?
Because I don't know, I saw something where an article where people were talking about how prices are gonna like raise a lot.
They
The
say that every
biggest
single
prices
time
that I
something
have seen
happens.
go up, and it has been frustrating for me,
Yeah.
because I use my card differently than Dan. Dan literally uses his card, even though it's 5 days a week, he uses his card to go to work and come home.
Yeah.
I use my car to go everywhere else. And typically, I only have to fill my tank up once a week. Gas prices have gone up significantly, and I'm currently having to fill up twice a week. And
We only need to worry when milk and bread go up, though.
I don't even know what they're at right now. Milk has actually gone up a little bit,
Yeah.
and so that's frustrating too. I don't know.
Hurricane hit the cows.
Supply and demand. I think that, so, when we saw COVID, we saw a lot of farmers dump stuff. So getting those products back in motion, I think is going to cost a little more for a little bit.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I remember having a black and white TV that was about, swear to God, like 8 to 12 inches
Yeah.
in my room. That was what I had.
That sounds generous.
Right.
I've been in a house where it was like, it wasn't my TV, but like there was just a little
Right, but
one
that's
of
what
those
you're
lamps.
talking 80s.
Yeah.
Where, my parents had 2 TVs in the house, and that was considered.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We had
In
one
what
in
year?
the living room, and my parents had one in the bedroom.
In the 80s?
I would like to point out
Yeah,
that
we'd have
Dan
one.
was right. TVs weren't widely available until the 50s. It
Yeah,
went
yeah.
from in 1946
They were
there was
available
about
in the
6,000 there was about 6,000 TVs in homes in America in 1946. 1951 there was about 12 million.
So they were there then, because if it hit in the 1951, that means that they had
But
to
they
have
weren't
bought them.
broadcasting this kind of stuff.
If it was in 1951, though, there was 12 million. They had to have bought them before 1951 for them to be on that survey, which means it was in the 40s.
They could
It
buy
was
them.
like 40 to 50s. From 1946 to like 1951, there's a steady increase of TVs.
Dang, bro.
Right, but TVs weren't crazy available like that in the 30s.
No, they weren't available.
part
in
of the
They were
40s.
invented in the 30s.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like little,
Mhm.
we had one TV. And it wasn't that great. It was definitely one that you had to get up. Like, my dad would be like, get up and go change the channel.
Yeah.
And we had rabbit ears. We had one TV. It was in the living room. That was it. That was the only TV in the house. Except for my little tiny black and white.
I remember.
I remember my cassette tapes.
No, because we always had the TV in the living room. And then, of course, we had, my parents, as TVs got less expensive
Yeah.
and more readily available, they put one in their bedroom. And, I mean, ever since I was an adult, ever since I had my own place, I've always had a TV in my bedroom.
It's not. When I got my first place, it had a remote, thankfully. I had a VCR, and I had one, like maybe 32-inch color TV in my living room. That was it.
Probably had a TV in my bedroom at 12.
No, you were much younger.
Oh, I did have one for the GameCube.
Yes.
But I have always shared a room with someone. So
Yeah.
it's kind of
And
like,
nowadays we carry TVs around in our pockets.
Yeah.
it's like kind of like shared billing. I was not the only one using it. So
Yeah, I
it was
don't even have a
smart to
TV in my
TV.
room now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
But
even
you
watch
have a
TV.
computer.
Every time whenever there was 4 of
Yeah, I
us,
have a computer
it
monitor
makes-
that I
it
use
makes
to play Xbox, but all of my like entertainment either comes from my computer or phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's my computer. I could do everything on my computer. Not my phone, but like not even a new phone. Like because half of the streaming services don't have apps right now. They gotta get the whole app thing going.
Yeah, all my streaming services are on my phone.
They don't have apps.
For what?
HBO Max does not have an app.
Yes, they
HBO
Yeah,
Max
do.
sure does
I do.
have an app.
I have it on my phone right now.
Yeah, okay, so
That's
there's
how
a lot
I
of things
literally
that are
watch Big
available.
Bang Theory on my phone.
I have to look it up. Website was.
There's a lot of things that are not available on laptops and desktops that there are to our phones.
Phones and TVs. Like why am I the one that's getting restricted here? People use computers for a lot of things.
It's just easier to use on a phone, I guess. I don't know. You just
We can
tap it.
tell how boring this movie was.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Wow, that was only 5 minutes of conversation. God damn it.
I thought the movie was entertaining. I really honestly hoped it would be more entertaining for my littles. Like it would engage them a little more. And it really didn't.
I think they
I think
also
it was,
work
and
in the monotony.
that's why I say it was kind of an unnecessary movie. It
Yeah.
wasn't made appealing enough for the generation they were going for.
They're trying to bring back the nostalgia for our generation and generations above us, but
And it
also
didn't
trying to
work.
make it relevant enough for the younger generations.
And it didn't work.
No, it failed on all aspects. I mean,
There were some cute moments. I like the actors that they used. It just,
the biggest problem is that Tom and Jerry played a background part in the movie. If you're gonna call a movie Tom and Jerry,
Yeah.
you kind of have to focus on Tom and Jerry.
It's just like
That was my biggest problem with the movie.
It really is any movie that doesn't have a story to build off of. Rampage was the same way. That was a movie about The Rock.
Yeah.
That was a movie about him being a scientist. I don't remember the name of that person, obviously. We watched it once.
Yeah.
But it was the movie about the scientist and his relationship with the gorilla over time.
Right.
And
And it's just
them
used
hunting
characters
it down.
from the video game.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
used the monster from the video game, the
Yeah.
only one.
But Rampage worked.
I like
Because
Rampage.
it was an action movie based off of an action video game that was just about destroying.
Here's the thing, though. It worked for adults.
Yeah.
It did not work for the littles. They didn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, they
Neither one
didn't
of
know
them.
the video game. Though.
That's the point.
Yeah.
They didn't really know Tom and Jerry either. Our older kids remember Tom and Jerry because we introduced them to it, so it's kind of relevant to them. But then we
I
go
always
for the
watched
younger
it growing up
generation.
at my grandma's house.
Right.
She always
Then we go for
turned
the
it on
younger
and-
generation. We have an almost 12-year-old and almost 10-year-old, and it was not relevant to them because they had no idea who Tom and Jerry were.
Yeah, and it's even a thing where like I'm just more experimental than them. Like I take the time to go back and watch that stuff. I watched reels of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's past copyright at this point. People can just post it.
where again our tweens, our tiny ones,
Yeah.
watch YouTube for DIYs and video game clips.
And shitty DIYs. I'll introduce them to construction shit at some point.
The problem is
Alex
that,
recommended channels.
and Miss Angel has been saying this the whole time. It's a movie that was not needed.
It really was. It felt like a boredom me.
Yeah, it was a.
Yeah.
What are we going to do to make ourselves relevant?
If they were going to reintroduce Tom and Jerry, they should have just done it as a TV show, or maybe not take it off the air.
Or just done a fully animated movie. They've done a fully animated movie in the past.
Yeah.
They have, and that plot with Tom and Jerry and the girl
Yeah.
literally came from Tom and Jerry the movie.
Yeah.
So they didn't even create a new plot.
No.
They just reinvented it, and that's what's annoying to me. Like, there's no effort put into the story for this movie, and it's just another example of let's make a movie because we're bored, but we're not going to make any effort to make it better.
Yeah, let's just make
Here's
movies
how
to
this
make money.
movie was made. People were in a store, were in a room, and they were like, "What old cartoon can we bring back that people will like?"
Yeah.
And some guy
And
raised
that's
his hand
what
and
I
said,
say.
"It's like a Tom and Jerry movie."
Yeah.
But see, and that's what annoys me. That's why I said made the point of like the cartoons that I watched as a kid. It's not like they're making those movies.
Yeah.
If we're gonna make an unneeded movie, make one that's more fun because we've not ever seen it before. We've seen Tom and Jerry. We've seen these other ones. Like, we even made Mario Brothers and it sucked. So can we just?
Mario Bros.
We are at the point again. We are at the point again. We need something new. We need something inventive. This whole remaking thing is it's redundant.
And that's one of the things that I'm worried about with an upcoming movie that comes out in literally 11 days. Is Mortal Kombat.
The thing is that whether it's shit or good.
No, it comes out March 18th.
Whether it's shit or good, it's based off of a video game. They've already dug themselves a hole. These people had something that they could have worked off of.
They could have. And, I mean, Tim Story, he's not a bad director. I mean, he's directed things in the past that were not too bad. I mean, he did Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
It's not bad movies, no.
It was
Not bad
not
movies.
great.
The original Fantastic Four, when it came out in 2005, was actually a good movie.
Good CGI, too.
Yeah. Rise of the Silver Surfer, while it had a somewhat
It had
convoluted-
sequelitis.
Mortal
What's
Kombat
that?
comes out in
It
April.
had sequelitis.
Yeah.
Sequelitis? It was a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, they just didn't build off of it correctly.
I thought it came out on the 18th.
It comes out April 16th.
They probably got pushed back.
Comes out on the 18th.
I don't know.
Something comes
We
out.
have like 6 streaming apps. I'm not gonna lie.
There's so much.
Snyder Cut comes out on the 18th.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. But I mean, if you look at Tim Story's directing attributes, I mean, he did Barbershop, which is a good movie.
Actually, it was a good movie.
I never
He did-
watched it.
Taxi, which was a good movie.
It was a
He
good movie.
did. He did the documentary Kevin Hart, Let Me Explain. He did Ride Along 2. He did Ride Along. So, I mean, he's done some really, really good movies. I mean,
A lot of family movies.
yeah. I mean, he got his start in music video production.
Mm.
But he's done some really good actual movies. And this was not up to his level, honestly. It just was kind of boring, kind of drab. It just really wasn't.
It was just a movie that was a boredom movie.
Yeah,
I'm salty, okay.
I knew. I could have told you everything that was going to happen in the first 5 minutes of this.
Because it's Tom and Jerry.
Not even the Tom and Jerry aspect of it. Just the plot line of the movie. I could have told you everything that was going to happen to Kayla right off the bat.
Yeah.
We already
If
knew
somebody said it was a Disney movie, then like a Disney 2010s.
This is
You know?
this is
It's a
a
teen movie.
this is a
What it reminded me
reverse version of a Disney movie.
Yeah.
No, DreamWorks has definitely done this a couple times too, and I feel like they just all are making the same mistake. Children don't want to listen to people that sound like children anymore.
Yeah.
Like the voice of she's just so fucking annoying.
Chloe.
Her voice, yes.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get right into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final act.
Okay. So
I could do that.
yeah, we're gonna have to record some of these. So since we haven't heard much from Anne tonight, I'm gonna have you do your final act first. What did you like about the movie? What did you not like about the movie? Would you watch it again? Would you recommend it?
I liked the fight scenes between Tom and Jerry just because that's where my humor is at this point in life. Like the first scene where he was dancing while he was playing the piano and then tricked him into pulling his tail, that genuinely made me laugh, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it. I didn't like the animation. Like it was too 3D for me. Like it was weird. I would recommend it, I guess. I mean, some people will watch it. Some people wouldn't like it, like the children.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just a 50-50. It was kind of boring, though. It was way too long.
Yeah.
How long was it?
An hour and 46 minutes.
Yeah.
They could have cut 15 minutes off of it and been fine.
If they could cut like 30 minutes off of it, that'd be good. Like the long, awkward scenes with Chloe, like the two managers or whatever. Like there's just so many extra seconds that didn't need to be there. Of us just like watching them awkwardly look at each other, like, okay, you know?
Yeah.
I liked it. I would watch it again.
We never touched on
Huh.
the freaking bellhop.
Joy.
Yes.
Yeah,
What was
she was
meaningless?
weird.
A meaningless character to him.
No, she was funny as shit.
It was like, can we put something creepy in it? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, your final act.
This movie did not need to be made. The animation was weird. Tom and Jerry does not need to be a complicated movie. This movie was made for people who are 4 years and under.
Maybe.
It's just, I'm confused on why it was made. Like, Tom and Jerry's supposed to be short, simple, to the point. Two people beating the crap out of each other for 10 minutes. Move on. Not 2 hours of some blonde chick walking around being stupid, talking to two animated cats, or to an animated cat and a mouse, and knowing exactly what they're saying for some reason. Like,
We just have a connection.
Yeah. Where do you come
This-
from?
this
It was pretty
I don't
easy.
understand.
I don't, like, the guy was like, I can't understand them. I'm like, I can understand them. What are you
you
talking
can't
about?
understand them because they're cartoons, and you're not supposed to. But
Yeah, he was but like their charades were really easy.
Yeah.
I probably would not watch this movie ever again.
Yeah, I'd rather go watch Sonic again.
I mean, I would watch Sonic again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Frustrating movie. I don't know why they made it. That's it.
Austin, your final act.
Oh man. I actually had some pretty high hopes for this because if it was good, then I would watch it again. Just because it was like I just like Tom and Jerry. I don't like it as much as I used to. And this movie even kind of made me see it. It was like those things, even though they were prolonged in the movie, those things should have made me laugh in the moment. But it was more like, oh, I remember that episode, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was like there's nothing. Not only was there nothing new here, but it made me realize that there's nothing really new ever with Tom and Jerry or any of these like old slapstick humor
Yeah.
cartoons. Like this shouldn't have been made because at some point the cartoon itself should even stop, which it did. But like, you're gonna run out of things, and this movie was the perfect example of Tom and Jerry running out of things.
Yeah.
There was nothing new for it, and so it was pretty bad. I really don't like the actor. Like, there's not often that I don't like actors in movies, but she's just annoying. Like her face mannerisms annoy me. Her voice annoys me. Sounds like she's trying to talk to children even though she's talking to other adults. She just annoys me. And there is not many actors that do that. She does. I like Michael Pena though.
Yeah.
I think he's an awesome actor. I just think he was corralled into another movie that makes him seem way more childish than he is. Because he's childish. He's on that same thing with Paul Rudd. Like, they're childish actors. That's why they work good together. But like, this movie was just him isolated, and it was like, this is not funny anymore.
Yeah.
And so I think that is the sad reality to this movie, especially because like you could sit a child down in here and review this movie and they'd have the same opinion, and it's pretty sad about something that's made for children. So I think it was shit. And would I watch it again? No. Would I recommend it? No. Well, I would rather just recommend the old 40s cartoons, but good luck finding them.
Okay.
Are they on HBO?
No, because they're banned, technically.
Miss Angel, what did you like about the movie? What did you not like about the movie? Would you watch it again? Would you recommend it?
I mean, it was nostalgic to see Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
I always thought Jerry was really cute, even though he's an asshole. I mean, he just is. There was always more stuff going on with him. You know, we saw him create his apartment and his little door, and he had his little, like, turnstile door, and, like, he's always been, like, the little smart ass of the cartoon. And I mean, so yeah, that nostalgia was there. The saving grace for this movie, honestly, was Michael Pena. Even though he wasn't even that great in this movie, and I do enjoy him, he was still the part where he is pissed off as he gets fired and he walks out and Tom has his fucking tail through his ears. He's like, get your tail out of your ears. That's disgusting. Like, that actually made me laugh out loud. It was funny. He had the funniest parts in the movie. He was the funny in this movie. The relationship between Kayla and where is he? Where's he at? And Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally unnecessary. It was unnecessary because the love interest was started. It wasn't developed.
I don't even know if it was a love interest.
But that's how they kind of portrayed it.
But yeah,
it was started and it wasn't developed, and then it was
like,
just not there.
We could tell that that's where they were trying to do that Disney love.
Yeah, and then they stopped.
It's like Friends, and then they all of a sudden kiss.
Yeah.
But then they didn't do it.
Yeah, and then Ken Jeong, Chef Jackie, he was funny because he's freaking funny.
Yeah.
Another saving grace. Him chopping the wedding cake was hilarious. I'm not even gonna lie.
I like how just nobody stopped him.
Right, like he just looked like a psycho. There were funny moments in the movie. If you really, 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 really like and miss Tom and Jerry show, I recommend it. Would I watch it again though? Probably not. It's not. There's not a. I'm not going to go revisit that because there was nothing in it memorable. Unfortunately, Chloe Grace Moritz wasn't that great, and she was the main character, which she shouldn't have been anyway. It should have been Tom and Jerry. I don't know. It was like a half-developed story on every single part. Every character had a half-developed story, and nothing was completed.
Yeah.
And that bothered me.
I told Ann whenever Tom crashed into her on the bike, as soon as I saw her face, I knew exactly what this movie was going to be.
Yeah, like, it was just so underdeveloped on all aspects that, like, nothing got finished. It was like writing an essay or writing a story for a class and only doing half of it and never writing the actual ending. Like, it was annoying.
It's like if you had a class person just like, write a Tom and Jerry story, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah, it goes back to those movies that I've always been annoyed by. The ending sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perpetual ending.
It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary, and it was underdeveloped, and it was disappointing at best.
Yeah.
HBO Max only has 2 of the original shorts. So they had to delete so many in America. So if you look at the Tom and Jerry shorts, it's not even worth looking up on HBO Max.
Really?
2 episodes.
Well, so HBO Max doesn't actually have the Boomerang.
But they have a lot of them. They have a lot of those shows.
Yeah.
They have the
actually
Tom
have
and
the Tom and
Jerry show.
They have the new show, yeah. It's like the one, new is relative, but it's not the 40s
Yeah.
going through them one. up until like I think like the 90s is whenever that new one came out. But yeah, they just don't have the old shorts. They're like,
And I would love to touch on Pallavi Sharda and Colin Jost, but they were just like there was so much unnecessary shit in this movie.
You know Colin Jost is married to Scarlett Johansson.
Well, that's sad for her. 'Cause he sucked.
Which one was
what's
that?
up then?
Well, he's a guy from SNL.
You know who he reminded me of?
He's just not good though, is he?
Liam, no.
How does he remind you?
Liam
I want
Hemsworth.
to have
Liam Hemsworth in the Girl Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was just dumb and annoying.
I
Yeah,
still haven't
like
seen
an
that.
idiot for no reason.
Yeah.
Like
There was no story to him at all. Like, they tried to make a story with this couple that was getting married,
Yeah.
but yet they failed miserably. There was no substance there at all.
Yeah. Dumb as frick for no reason.
Yeah. It was.
They also set up a wedding in a park in like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Which I mean is all that it looked like it was set up as well.
Yeah.
It was like a couple.
She was
They,
a fucking.
it was literally the recovered pieces of the hotel, which I think is cool. It's like that's exactly what it was. It was just like every single piece that wasn't destroyed, and they just put it in the park.
Imagine if she had said no though and like walked away.
That would have been better.
I mean, they were all in
Fuck, I just
normal
wanted my
clothes.
cat. It just goes.
Maybe your fucking drone.
Dude, he was trying so hard, but I honestly feel like he had a gay thing for the dad. You sound like you look good. Bitch, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
what?
why don't you take him on the honeymoon?
All right, Dan's turn.
Okay, so for me, this movie was just really boring and unimaginative.
That's a good word for it.
It has the same plot line as every Disney teen movie out there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, like Miss Angel said, it doesn't really develop any of the plot lines or any of the storylines within the movie itself. They start to develop it and then they just kind of cut it off, and they have this quick ending for the storyline. It's almost like,
It was literally an ADHD movie.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's exactly like Revenge of the Sith, when they had to cut it off and be like, oh well, why is the protocol Joy's mind?
Yeah.
It's literally a fix right at the end of the movie as to, okay, how are we going to fix all these other inconsistencies that we have? Oh, well, let's just do this one little thing and it'll fix everything.
Yeah, this was literally a mashup movie of two outdated formulas.
Exactly.
I don't think Tom and Jerry was the best to make a live action movie.
No.
Not at all.
No.
They should have done this as a cartoon.
They should have focused on either kids or teens.
What they should have
Or
done
just
is
not
they
make
should
a
have
Tom and Jerry
focused-
movie.
They should have focused on Tom and Jerry and done what they did in the cartoon and just made everybody from the waist up.
I don't know how it would work, to be honest. I
But
don't even know if that would work.
I know that it would have
they
been
could
better.
Done it. They could have done an hour-long episode of Tom and Jerry and
But it would have
mashed.
been too long. Like,
Well, no, they could have mashed all of the scenes from from this movie into that, into their own animated movie, and cut out all the rest of the extra
crap.
bullshit that really didn't need to be there.
it is
The
funny.
wedding?
Did you notice that anytime they're on screen, though, and they're the main focus, everybody is cut off like that just because of how short they are? They actually did do that. Anytime Tom and Jerry is in a scene with somebody, you're just seeing everybody else's waist.
Yeah, but I don't think they did that. I mean, they might have tried to do that as an homage to the cartoon, but it doesn't. I didn't get that feeling.
It just felt dumb.
Yeah, I did not have any type of nostalgia feeling watching this movie. I mean, yeah, there are parts from the pre-existing cartoons
Mhm.
that were put in to try and bring that nostalgia out,
Yeah.
but it didn't work. It was very, I use this word often, but it was clunky.
And it's fake from the beginning, because if you look at the if you look at the poster for it on HBO Max, they're riding a wooden skateboard.
Yeah. Yeah, it just did not, it didn't work for me. I've loved Tom and Jerry when I was a kid. Used to watch them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I did not have any hopes for this movie. I didn't think this movie was going to be good in any way, shape, or form.
I didn't even really feel like watching it.
I didn't think you could mess up slapstick humor.
Oh yeah, you can.
But they did.
They did. And honestly, I agree with you, Alex. I didn't really feel like watching it, but I wanted to introduce something else into
Movie of the week.
the movie of the week, because we always do movies that we want to see. We always do movies that we're excited for.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do, honestly, what I wanted.
We always do like action movies and stuff.
Yeah. But what I wanted is I wanted a movie that nobody wanted to see, and I was really hoping for us to be like, I really didn't want to see this movie. I was really cautious about it. I had my trepidations about it, but oh my God, it was good. And that fails on every sense.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, when we look at, the lineup, I mean, there's just not a lot that's being offered.
There really isn't.
And HBO Max knew it too, because they're only streaming it for a month.
Barely a month.
Yeah. That's funny.
I did like the little scenes that made me giggle. The dog. I've always liked loved Spike. Spike has always been a great addition to the Tom and Jerry cartoons.
I always call him Brucey because I could never remember his name.
His name is Spike.
I called him that the entire movie. Every time he was on scene, I was like, Brucey! He's my only favorite character out of this entire thing.
Yeah, and his interaction with Michael Pena's interaction with him was terrific.
Yeah.
Literally the only thing I liked about the movie, really, to be honest.
Yeah, and for this movie, it helped that he could talk. Like, it felt like there was actual substance there.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, his little one-liners.
He could talk in the cartoon,
Yeah.
but Tom and Jerry in this movie, not being able to talk was actually a restriction for them.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many scenes where they were doing charades for no reason.
One of the things that I really missed, and one of the things that I really loved about the actual cartoon was when Tom would get on the piano and he would sing to the female cat.
Mm-hmm.
One of his songs was "Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby,"
Mm-hmm.
and I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
And they totally took it out. They could have, if they would have put that in when he saw the cat, it would have been mildly more entertaining at that moment.
And she's usually a bit more
sassy.
No, she's usually a bit more anatomical looking. In this movie, she was just straight up a cat and he was person. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. It just wasn't. It was not a good movie. I'm sorry.
Anytime they've ever had a love interest with each other, she actually looked like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no desire to watch this ever again.
No. I'd rather go watch the old cartoon.
Yeah. I don't have a desire to own it.
About that. Because she was a very small cat, and he was like, I don't know, the size of a 10-year-old.
Yeah. And honestly, I wouldn't really recommend this to anybody.
No.
Like, there's no demographic that.
Go watch the cartoon.
Yeah.
Go watch Sonic, Lion King.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, there's so many better
Space Jam.
Updated versions of movies and shows that work.
Yeah.
And there's also just better versions of what they tried to do here.
Yeah.
Watch any of those.
This honestly was a failure as a movie, and I don't think I've ever said that on air. I don't think I've ever said that. That this is a failure as a movie.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, I legitimately had hopes going into it.
We did. I said it was crap, but I've never said that it was I have never said that a movie was a failure.
I still had like what is it called? What is it called whenever a movie is pretty bad, but it has like those things that make it good?
It had moments.
Yeah, I don't remember what those are called, but it had good moments.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are down to the last 5 minutes. Sum it up. this movie's crap, don't watch it.
Yeah.
I do want to say thank you to all of our listeners tonight, both on the air and on the app. We do greatly appreciate all of your support. We appreciate all of the support that we get through Facebook and just out in public. We appreciate all of our listeners, all of our followers, all of our supporters. Thank you all. We do love you guys, truly. That's why we keep doing this, because we have people out there that actually listen and that actually like to listen. And we appreciate that, genuinely. And as always, be safe, be smart. We want you back here every night that we broadcast on With the Curiosity Media. Every Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday night that we broadcast. Coming up this week, Tuesday night, we are having a Fallen from Grace podcast with Miss Angel and Miss Ann.
Hell yeah.
And maybe I'll pop into the studio. Wednesday, we will be having a Cinephiles. We are actually going to be reviewing WandaVision, the TV show. I think it's the first time we've done a television show on any behind-the-screen program. So that should be interesting. And then I think Guy Glass is actually trying to do a show for Friday. We will keep you updated on that. Support your Better Inspire Police and EMS. They're out there every day putting their lives on the line for you. Don't judge the 99% by the 1%. There are really, really good people out there. I'm really good friends with a lot of them. So, yeah. Anyway, from all of us here in the Wiki Curiosity Media studios, from all of us here on Behind the Screen Movie of the Week, I want to thank you. And I hope you have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your week.
Have a good night, everybody. We will see you on Tuesday.
Goodbye.
Go watch The Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer. It's going to be better than this.
Just the trailer?
Yeah, it's not out yet, but it sure came out.
And without this month, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch that.
Good night.
Alex. All right. Y'all have a great rest of your night. We'll talk to you later.